Mom, Dad, please don't do this.
Welcome to Upliftology TV, where we are uplifting greatness in the next generation. Now here's your host, Adebisi, Adebowale.
Year after year, the same thing happens. Parents contact me in March or April in the academic year in which your students are going to be enrolling into college for the first time. And they're not calling to say hi, they're not calling to see how I'm doing, they're not contacting me to have just regular gist. They're contacting me for one thing: scholarships. Why? Because they did not adequately prepare or plan to help their children apply and receive scholarships for their academic education. So now they're contacting me to help their children apply to scholarships in the spring semester prior to the fall in which they're getting ready to head to college. And that's a huge no-no. Applying to scholarships for your child's education is a part of the whole college application process. And often more times than not, I find that parents forget about this until the 11th hour, causing them to rush to apply for scholarships, to rush to find money to pay for the academic year ahead, if not for all 4 years, and trying to scramble on how they're going to afford to send their child to college. Waiting to the last minute does not help anyone in the situation. It only causes frustration and stress that can be avoided. So I have 3 steps to help you and your child to prepare for the college application process while focusing on scholarships. Number 1, have an open discussion with your children about your finances and them heading to college. Most times when I'm speaking to parents and children, they have no idea how much it costs to enroll into a university or college for one academic year. Talk less of how much it will cost for all 4 years from beginning to end. And that is a huge mistake so many people make. Do not do this. Know how much it costs for the schools in which you're applying to, because it's going to help you budget how much you truly can afford for one academic year and predict how much you're going to have to pay each year thereafter. Many students go to school with the enthusiasm of I'm going to college, and many parents are just sending their children off, most times blindly, to the financial cost because they're excited to have their children enroll in college or university. Don't let that excitement overshadow the true cost. That's why we have so many people who have totaled over $1 trillion in student loan debt in the United States alone. So when parents and their children have open and honest conversations about how much they truly can afford to send their child to school, it helps the whole situation. Children won't be saying that mom and dad are going to pay for me to go to school. They won't have this assumption that they're going to come out of pocket. They won't have this assumption that everything is covered prior to applying. But they'll know, this is the school that I can afford. This is where I can go. This is what I should be looking at. That brings me to point number 2. Have a plan. It is not in your best interest to apply to college not knowing how much you, 1, can afford to pay for your child's education, or 2, not knowing how much the school is going to actually cost, not only for the first year, but for each of the 4 years or 5 years your child will spend in that school. It's very necessary to understand the long-term cost, financial cost that is, of how much you're going to have to pay each year. Now take into consideration, many families have more than 1 child. Do you have more than 1 child? Do you have to pay out of pocket for each child because of the way your finances are structured? Will the government consider you to be a wealthy parent and be able to afford for each of your children to go to school? These are things that you need to think about when you're making your plan. This is our first child who we're sending off to college. How many children thereafter are you going to have to pay for to go to college? How much money will you actually need in scholarships to pay and offset the total cost of tuition and room and board and every other fee that comes along with going to college? Your plan is necessary and is a must if you know that you have multiple children, especially if you have multiple children coming thereafter to go to college. Sit down with your children, make this plan, figure out how many schools to apply to, the budget for each school, what's your limit, because you need to know how it's going to affect you financially in the long run. If you're liking these tips so far, make sure you give us a thumbs up and let us know so that we can continue to create content for you like this. And if you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comment box below. Now, before we head off this session, let me give you the third tip. And this should come as no big surprise to you. Apply for scholarships. If you know that you need the aid of scholarships to offset the cost of how much you'll pay out of pocket to send your child to school, make sure you apply to scholarships and apply early. And let me give you one huge tip on that. The scholarship money your child earns may not come from one source, so be open to applying to multiple scholarship programs, just as you're applying to multiple schools. You never know how much or from where the scholarship money will come from. Keep in mind that waiting till the last minute, like March or April, you're facing so much more competition, and you also only have the opportunity to apply to less scholarships that are still open. Many scholarships open in the fall semester, just as college applications open up. So make sure that you look out for those and you're ready to apply for them when they're open and available to you. Support your child through the process by identifying how much you're going to be able to pay, how much they'll need to earn in scholarships to be able to offset the cost of the college of their choice and in which they're going to be enrolling. This only leads to transparency about the cost and what's ahead for both parents and their children. It makes everyone's life easier. Trust me. Before you head out, we have a huge gift for you, and that's a college application checklist. It's going to help you plan out this whole college application process and help you through the different steps and different phases in which you're going to be facing up ahead. It's in the description box below, so make sure you download it for your ease and convenience. Be sure to subscribe to our channel, Upliftology. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.